What do you think about this? Should we accept the apology, or what do we think about people who say that this is actually just par for the course for MSNBC? This is actually how a lot of people there feel, and this needs to be called out with the strongest possible terms.
Well, what's amazing to me, and you mentioned Melissa Harris Perry, and we all remember what she had to say about Mitt Romney's biracial family. It seems to me liberals have just discovered this novel concept of biracial marriage. They are absolutely fixated on it. That's all they can see, even when they watch an adorable Cheerios commercial. The problem for me is, you know, when I was back at MSNBC and I was on a show in which race came up a lot, you know, I always welcomed that idea where some less thoughtful pundit would introduce that idea that half the country is racist because they're Republican, because I thought, this is great. If liberalism espouses tolerance, I'm glad we are showing and exposing that lack of tolerance for what it is. I was glad when that opinion was put out there, but partly so I could shoot it down, and partly to expose the real intolerance of some liberals. But when it comes in an official capacity from the network, I think that's deeply disappointing. Deeply, deeply disappointing. And that says to me that a culture has created an acceptance, a willingness, a complicity in allowing that line of thinking to seep out into the mainstream officially. And that's a real problem. I'm sure Phil Griffin believes that's a real problem. I think that's why he apologized. Apparently he fired that staffer. And Richard Wolff, director of social media, took to Twitter to apologize for it very, very swiftly. I'm sure they realize that's a problem. But I don't know, with Melissa Harris Perry and Martin Bashir and Alec Baldwin, and the list goes on, this is a problem that's spiraling out of control for that network.